Good morning, Emissaries. Today we will be accepting new members into the Department of Atrocities. Welcome to the Crypt, an underground location deep within the department that acts as a research facility and a safe haven for emissaries to recover from exposure to the husk stage. All of the emissaries go by code names. You see, the Department of Atrocities is all very hush-hush. The general public knows of our existence, but when it comes to what we do and how we go about our tasks, they know next to nothing. That goes for us as well. Keep your personal details out of work-related issues. We are the Men in Black, agents who work in the shadows to protect the American people. Keep it that way. Allow me to formally introduce your fellow brothers in this establishment. You'll get to know all of them in no time. My name is the Director. I am the head of the department and oversee all operations. You will not physically see me, nor will you question me or my authority. The only person I answer to is our great Commander-in-Chief, President Alexander Scott. Other notable members include the Proficient. This gentleman has been with us since our founding 19 years ago. He is loyal to the department and a veteran atrocity hunter. If you have any questions, you will go to him. The Navigator. This man navigates fellow emissaries to their operations throughout the outside world, and when needed, accompanies them on interrogations, which leads us into our next member, the Interrogator. This emissary does the dirty work. When citizens withhold information during a case, they will force his hand. It may not always be a pretty sight, but we are instructed to defend our glorious nation at all costs. Roosevelt Mark II. Roosevelt is a supercomputer artificial intelligence that guides emissaries in their daily tasks. We are constantly upgrading his software and updating his memory banks to give us the most efficient data possible. Do not expose him to hostile atrocities, as this will cause him to break down. This is what happened to Roosevelt Mark I, which has been rendered a failure, but we built this machine from the ground up. Much like with humans, even machines can succumb to the husk stage. And those are just to name a few. You can travel throughout the crypt and get to know these fellow gentlemen, but I won't take up any more of your time. We have much to do. Before I leave, though, I would like to welcome our newest emissaries who go by the titles the Archivist, as well as the Scientist. Well done on passing the Sector 8 training course, boys. The Proficient will show you around. Now, let's get to work.
This is the way we're supposed to be going, right?
The director said down the hall and make a right. The Proficient should be near.
You boys looking for me?
Yes, sir. We're the new recruits.
Yes, I know who you two are. The director spoke highly of you.
Oh, I'm glad to hear. I'm excited to be here.
Excited? Don't be. This line of work is nothing to get excited or joyful over. Christ, I've been in this business for nearly 20 years now. It'll be a true test of your senses and willpower. But it's all for the good of the American people. This way, boys. Now, the crypt is where you'll be staying for most of your time here. As emissaries, you have taken the oath to do away with your old life and embrace the solitude with your new brothers. Think of it as a monastery, if you will. We only depart from the crypt when hostile atrocities are detected and must be dealt with. These are your rooms down here. You'll return here when your daily duties are finished.
Seems homey.
Down this way. You'll find your respective workrooms. Scientists, you'll find most of your duties within the lab. You will help us study the husk stage and brew various concoctions to help our fellow sick emissaries. God willing, you may help us find the cure for the husk stage in all good time. The director has also taken note that basic guns and ammunition aren't effective against all atrocities. You You will help develop new weaponry to aid us in combat.
Wait, did you say sick emissaries? Do we get sick often due to the husk stage? I thought the Sector 8 training course cured us of it.
If we get sick. Doesn't happen often, but it's entirely possible. Do you think you're our first scientist or archivist? Not all of us are so lucky. But that's the price of the job. The Sector 8 training course did nothing but desensitize you to the initial husk stage. It's still possible to get sick. That's why you have to do all these tasks in moderation. Have a look around and get yourself settled, son. Archivist with me.
These hallways feel like they go on forever, don't they?
You could say that. Now, these are your quarters, Archivist. Appropriately named the Archives. Here you'll be, archiving.
How fitting.
We have documents, video reels, tapes, and all different sorts of files that need to be sorted and archived. There's a lot that goes on down here at the department, and we need to make sure everything is recorded properly. Some of our research even predates recorded history. The Atrocities have been around for a very long time.
Of course, sir. Does that normally happen?
Not usually, no. But the place is so old, I wouldn't be surprised. Now listen. The director is very strict about the archiving process. I know this is your first day, but the director won't always be so forgiving. If you have any questions, you come to me, alright?
Absolutely. Thank you, Proficient. Massive stacks of paper and cassette tapes all over the place. Sure, no pressure at all. Where do I even begin? What's this here? Otherworldly beings throughout history. Paleolithic cave paintings. Ancient Romans using great cosmic beasts to fight in the Colosseum. The church destroying evidence during the Middle Ages. This is insane. Jesus. Some of these cases these guys have worked on. These descriptions, these images, they make me feel sick to my stomach. Hello? Is someone there? Oh, God.
Good morning, Emissaries. Last night, a cosmic anomaly was detected somewhere within the crypt. We have reason to believe it occurred near the Archives. Roosevelt thought on our security cameras what seemed to be a human circulatory system roaming the halls around 2:30 in the morning, screaming in agony. It vanished seemingly 3 minutes later. No emissary was around at the time of the incident, despite the archivist being stationed there. Archivist, see the Proficient in his office immediately. You will not be told again.
Do you want to explain to me where you ran off to, kid?
I'm sorry, sir. I started to hear noises. I heard a scream that felt like it passed right through me. I guess I was just a bit shaken up from the records I was sorting.
Sit down. I don't want to sound rude, but if you're this jumpy, then maybe this job isn't the right one for you. If you're running away from scary noises in the dark, then there's no way in hell you can go up against a live atrocity. Now, I'm not doubting you. I think you can do it. Eventually. But I'm under strict orders from the director to make sure to tell you that this cannot happen again. Is that understood? As for that anomaly, Roosevelt is on high alert in case it appears again. But if you see something, Archivist, you ring that alarm. You alert Roosevelt. We cannot, under any circumstance, risk the department or our information in the archives. Maybe this will make you feel a bit safer.
Yes, sir. It won't happen again.
Contacting emissaries. Contacting emissaries. Intruder detected. The Archivist has reported an anomaly in the south wing of the crypt. I repeat, intruder detected.
What the hell is that thing?
Looks like some sort of person.
John Doe. Approximately mid-40s, maybe early 50s. Gray hair and wearing sunglasses. Sharp black suit and a Rolex Oyster Perpetual watch. Seemingly manufactured sometime in the late 1940s. He's suffering from delusion. He doesn't know where he is or what time period it is.
Where did he come from? What should I put in the report? He couldn't have just spawned in here, could he? Could this be the work of the Atrocities?
After almost 20 years in this business, kid, anything's possible. Just write that down until the interrogation's complete.
Good evening, sir. Do you mind starting off by telling us who you are? Let's try this again. Can you tell us where you're from? How about when you're from? Now, I'm no spring chicken, but I'm no suit when I see one. You're looking like my old man, dressed like that. You're not from these times, are you, sir? Well, if you won't talk, then perhaps I will. We are the Emissaries, part of the United States Department of Atrocities. You ever heard of us, fella? They call me the Interrogator. And for good reason, too. You don't want to force my hand,
Did you just say emissaries?
Ah, so you do speak. Do emissaries ring a bell to you?
You people are not the emissaries.
Oh yeah, wise guy. What makes you say that?
Where's Gil? Where's the soldier? Knighton. Blue Boy.
You feeling alright there, mister? Do you need some water?
Roosevelt, do you copy? What is this place?
Did you just say Roosevelt?
I'm sorry, sir, but I do not recognize you as a figure of authority in my database. Therefore, I cannot help you. Interrogator, I recommend administrating mild sedatives to this gentleman to help soothe the nerves. He is clearly disoriented.
Hello?
Yeah, listen, sir. This John Doe, he started speaking. He knows the emissaries, and more concerningly, he knows of Roosevelt.
That's impossible. I'll be right down. My friend here tells me you know of the emissaries. Boy, we aren't them, you say. And somehow you know of our old pal Roosevelt. Well, this is not very likely, sir. While the public knows of the department, Roosevelt is made from a science far beyond what the general public is currently aware of. Where do you come from, may I ask? Are you a spy? Russian? Krieger?
Krieger? What's that?
Well, the Germans.
You mean the Nazis?
The Nazis phased out after Hitler committed suicide. Rumor has it he confined himself into that bunker to escape the torments of the light of Silesium. After his suicide, any remaining followers of his ideology joined the Kriegers. Their whole shtick now is to harness the light for themselves. Where are you from? Everybody knows that.
I'm afraid I'm a man out of his time and out of his universe. I was head of the emissaries in my world. I remember having to stop this threat. I ventured inside this wormhole of sorts. I became trapped inside, vanished in the space between spaces. And then I materialized here.
What's your name?
We emissaries don't go by our real names. We go by code names. They called me the man with answers.
He knows of Roosevelt, and he knows of our oath. I'd say this man is legitimate. So you mean to tell me that there are alternate universes out there, sir?
It would seem so. I saw things as I was being shot out into the stars. I ventured into realms unfathomable to the human mind. Now I'm here. It seems your world is infected with the horrors, too.
The horrors? Here we call them the atrocities.
Well, I believe they're nearly one and the same. Creatures of unintelligible nightmares and cosmic misunderstandings. I don't want to alarm any of you gentlemen, but I'm afraid I may have brought something with me to this world.
Roosevelt, keep the Crypt on red alert. Nothing comes in or out.
Understood, sir.
Well, I'm glad to know that even in other worlds there are the emissaries, protecting the people and carrying on the good fight.
Of course, sir. Now we must... sir, your hands. They're beginning to glow.
Not again.
I'm detecting multiple atrocities within the vicinity. I advise all emissaries to take immediate action.
What the hell? Sir, creatures are coming out of the walls.
Atrocities. Emissaries, times like these, our capacity to retaliate must be, and it has to be massive. We must fight against the Husk stage for all that remains holy. Remember, men, secure the future or die trying. Are you men all right?
Yeah. What the hell were those things?
Atrocities, boy. Seems like this man with answers did bring some with him. God help him, wherever he's going.
Oh God. We're not husked, are we?
Since you passed Sector's A training course, you're going to be able to withstand some small doses of contact. But we need to get these bodies out of here quickly. Think of them as radioactive waste. Interrogator, help me dispose of these things.
Good work out there. See, I told you that you had it in you.
Thank you, sir.
You too, scientist. Keep up the good work. I have to report to the director all that's happened here today. I'll dread having to explain it to him. I'll see you boys tomorrow.
You alright? You didn't get hurt, did you?
No, but now I see why the director wants more advanced weaponry. It took nearly an entire magazine to down those things. I must come up with something more efficient.
Do you even know how to?
No, but I wasn't born with the periodic table and calculus in my brain, now was I? All in good time, Archivist. All in good time.
You mean to tell me not only was the Crypt invaded twice by an otherworldly emissary, but Atrocities managed to get in as well?
Yes, Director. It would seem that the department's theory of the Genesis point is correct as well. And other universes do exist. Whether this man with answers came from the Genesis point universe, I'm not certain. Despite this, what happened today was unforgivable. I take full and complete responsibility for the faults at hand. I failed you today, and there is no excuse. You have my resignation, sir.
You would deprive us of your talents at this time? Proficient, you are my finest emissary. Your 2 decades of hard work have not gone unnoticed. Our only failure today was not being better prepared. I want Roosevelt upgraded, and I want those two new boys, the Archivist and Scientist, to go out into the field so they can better defend themselves in the inevitable event of combat. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. Now that you mention it, the new boys do show potential, especially the Archivist. I see a bit of a younger me in him, back when I first started. Where shall I begin?
There has been seismic activity and unusual occurrences happening in Foxwood, Massachusetts.
Foxwood? You mean the place where...
Yes. The Foxwood incident has gone down in infamy as one of the worst and most abnormal events in American history. The last 20 years have been an era of rebuilding for Foxwood, but something tells me things may go awry again. Your job is to go up there and investigate.
Yes, sir.